Butch Hartman sucks. Hopefully that's not news to you guys, but based on recent events, it seems like some people don't know just how much he sucks and just how deep it goes. So let's take a little journey and look at what he's been up to these last few years. I know I'm usually here to share my bad anime opinions, but this one kind of crosses into anime territory, so I just have been waiting to share and talk about this. For anyone who doesn't know, Butch Hartman created that long-running Nickelodeon series Fairly Odd Parents, as well as Danny Phantom, and he's one of the few names in animation that kids actually know. I'll start with his most recent embarrassment in case you guys somehow missed out on why everybody was dunking on him this week. On February 20th, he posted one of his most recent commissions of Mikasa from Attack on Titan. Yep, somebody paid actual real money for this. From a real, actual industry professional who just loves to remind us of how many years he's been in that Hollywood business.
Because I know a lot of people in Hollywood. I've been out here for 36 years. I've been at Nickelodeon for 20 years. I've been making cartoons for 20 years. I've navigated the world of Hollywood as a Christian.
He was also kind enough to include a little bit of information on how future clients can commission him. He doesn't have any pricing info, but there is like general rumors, especially surrounding this commission, that he averages about $200, so we're just gonna go with that. Anyway, this Mikasa commission was just straight copied from a Japanese artist. This would be gross and shitty under any circumstances, but the fact that this is a paid commission from somebody just kind of makes it an extra level of shitty. Like, someone sat there and thought, wow, I would love for my childhood favorite Butch Hartman to draw my waifu Mikasa. And then they went through that whole process of contacting him and paying him whatever they paid him, $200 probably, and they waited however long they have to wait. There's no information on his website, so I don't know. But what they got was this sloppy, unoriginal mess. A little more, to stare at it a little longer, just take it in. Industry professional. Of course, people were not only quick to clown on Butch in the replies, but also very quick to contact the original artist of the piece that he referenced, and they rightfully blew it up with the support that it deserved. The artist actually responded to the outcry over it, tweeting in both Japanese and English that they did not give anybody permission to use their works, and that they were thankful for all of the support. As things stand right now on the 25th, that tweet is still up. I don't think anything will actually happen with this either. As we'll discuss soon, Butch has such a massive ego that he will never even consider addressing it, so. Also, you have to consider that it is fan art to begin with, and I can't see any independent artist being able to go after something like that, let alone somebody in Japan, so he gets to just be a shit. This isn't the first run-in with these kind of allegations that he's had either. Back in July, he tweeted Ranchan, which was another commissioned piece of his. The Mikasa one was a very direct reference, not a trace, but this one... This Ranma piece, while really awful and pathetic, is I think a fraction of a step above the Mikasa piece, since this one was copied off original artwork and not an independent small artist who just posted some fan art for people to see for free. People went hog wild making fun of him back when this one happened too, but his ego defense shield is so strong that that tweet still remains from July, ratio and all, so...
So go ahead and critique away, because all it does is make me stronger. Good. Best of luck, everybody.
Art theft for commissions is bad enough, but coming from someone who offers $100 classes at, I am not joking, the Butch Hartman Art Academy, that's really fucked up, and he just keeps on coasting by like nothing's wrong. The shenanigans do not stop with his commissions, though. Oh no, they go farther. 3 years ago, he received major backlash over a Kickstarter project where he introduced Oaxis, a new streaming service. So using Kickstarter, he ended with $260,000. Although apparently there was a very suspicious last-minute boost of a "we'll delete soon" video begging for $100 pledges in those final hours, so I don't know, some people have had some suspicions about that last little boost. It came out after the project was fully funded, like within days, that it was actually going to be a Christian streaming service with religious shows aimed at children. Something that wasn't even mentioned a tiny little bit in the Kickstarter. The way that this came out also contributed to that backlash. A clip was posted of Hartman speaking at a religious event where he was pitching Oaxis, which he called a family-friendly online media platform designed to shift the narrative in Hollywood. That's definitely different than the Kickstarter said. He also let some really interesting information slip out, like this.
My point is, my work has touched people's hearts because it has the gospel inside of it. It's like a Trojan horse. I have Christ inside of me, and Christ is inside my shows. You can never hear about Christ in my show, but you feel him.
I guess he thinks kids learned like wholesome religious lessons through his show. Literally, all we learned from Danny Phantom was that goth girls are the hottest ones there are, so good job. I want to add in that there is nothing wrong with a streaming service that is aimed towards a certain religion, as long as you're upfront about it, especially when you're crowdfunding. Butch had really big dreams for Oaxis too. Had big dreams? Had big dreams.
It's going to be not a TV channel per se. It's going to be an online network like Netflix. We're going to change culture. We're going to save families.
I gotta say, when I was watching this next clip, the dude started to sound straight nuts. This is all from the same event, by the way. He goes from pitching the service to talking about the long-term goals to just... Okay, listen to this. He sounds like one of those crazy televangelists. Like, the next thing out of his mouth is gonna be, I buy $1 million yacht. I fly to it in my private jet. You all join my cult. He sounds like borderline delusional, but just listen for yourself. It's kind of wild.
I continue my growth. I continue making inroads into pop culture. I produce music videos. I open up a radio station. Products based on successful programming. I go live to certain cities and put on musicals, just like Nickelodeon and Disney do. I flood the market with our presence, and we make brand new apps all around Oaxis.
I don't know. Something about that, like, I stands out to me as a little kind of nutty. It's not like, we'll do this, or the team at Oaxis will do this. It's, I'll do this, I'll do that. I am really self-centered and kind of narcissistic. The Kickstarter ended on July 18th, 2018, and there have been a total of 6 posts since then. So on January 5th, 2019, there was an update posted saying that they were in weekly creative meetings and that they had started the final edits on their first program, and Butch even slipped in there the fact that they were looking for funding. So, you know, if you happen to know anyone who's got $50 million laying around, tell them to shoot Butch an email. The most recent response to anything was about 4 months ago, where Butch told somebody that they were doing quarterly newsletters. So that inspires hope. I think it's safe to say Oaxis probably isn't happening, but hey, who knows? Maybe that $50 million investment is waiting right after that next waifu commission, Butch. While pitching his Christian streaming service, he also felt the need to mention that depression and suicide among children was brand new, and it was definitely invented by the media and cable companies.
As a result, kids today, they have no purpose. There's depression, there's suicide. Constant exposure to corrupt social media and entertainment is a primary contributor to this crisis. I know kids who have committed suicide. When I grew up, kids had a hard time, they got through it. Suicide was never even thought about. Where's that coming from? Influence is the key word.
This approach and view on mental health isn't new for Butch and is definitely not out of character. Mary Kay Bergman, the voice of Timmy Turner in that pilot episode of Fairly Odd Parents, committed suicide in 1999, and then while on a podcast with Tara Strong, the current voice of Timmy, he said this.
But Tara was not the original Timmy Turner. The original actress was Mary Kay Bergman, who sadly passed away. But she was
such a sweet, sweet lady.
Sweet lady. Mm-hmm. She also did a bunch of voices on South Park when that first started.
Yeah.
She was the mom on South Park.
No, she had a very prolific career. She was awesome.
Doing great. And then she ended up passing away. And I think Tara actually had something to do with that. And so that's probably that was probably your fault. No, I'm kidding. That was probably your fault. That was probably your fault. No.
To make this even more disgusting and heartless, Tara Strong and Mary Kay Bergman were really close friends. Tara wasn't like a random hire or something who had to hear this joke. They were close. When I did a little bit of digging, I found a little more context towards his weird, messed up beliefs. His wife is the founder of Healing Journeys, in which she claims it is genuinely possible to pray the autism away, or pray your MS away, or pray your kidneys out of failure. It's fucking dangerous. That's so fucking dangerous. Now, this video is about Butch and his bullshit, not her, but she's directly involved with Oaxis and he's directly involved with her weird snake oil bullshit, so yeah, kind of meets in the middle a little bit. Definitely explains why he thought there was nothing wrong with making that joke. Anyway, that's all for now, I guess. I've been seeing a lot of messy embarrassments from Butch over the years, and I haven't really had a chance to actually sit down and laugh about it with people, so this Mikasa thing was the perfect opportunity to chat about it. I don't like to use the word cringe a lot, but the anime content over on his channel is, well, Classic hard to get through cringe from somebody who is very clearly a hack living in his own crazy fantasy world.
Do you really know? Do you have any idea who you're dealing with? What I've been up against already as a father and a husband and someone who's worked in Hollywood for 30 years, and you are going to take me down? What are you kidding? That's kind of a joke.
I'm sure he will end up trending on Twitter again this year for some other kind of unprofessional blunder, so now you can go clown on him with full knowledge of his backstory.